Hey, I'm back with another interview, man. Special guest today, a tech wizard today. Okay. My buddy, Mr. Corey Bell from Lead2Client CRM. What's up, Corey?
How you doing, Cody? Doing
Uh,
fantastic.
yeah, man. I'm doing awesome, brother. Appreciate you asking. So I would love for them because you've got something a little more unique, right? When it comes to like funnels and workflows and automations and like some stuff that you got going on that's pretty cool. And we're going to talk through a bunch of stuff today. I also am going to really, if you are listening, you're watching this. The moment you tune in, I'm going to try to pull some stuff out from Corey too of like how this can specifically help you with getting people from leads to clients, right? Which is exactly what he does. So if you're like, man, I need more of that, you're going to love today's interview. Corey, for those that don't know you, man, I'd love for a little bit of background on you because you've had a lot of success in the insurance industry as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, honestly, I kind of stumbled into the insurance industry, to be quite honest. Prior to being an insurance agent, I was a public school teacher and public school principal. And so
Wow.
I did that for 15 years. And honestly, kind of felt like there was something missing. I think I've always had an entrepreneurial heart
Yep.
and just needed something that I could plug into. And so, my last year as a principal, I kind of knew I was going to be exiting the field and just took a look and saw what was out there and saw, hey, it said field sales manager is what it was. I thought, well, that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll kind of try that out. And by the time I went to the interview, I knew it was an insurance agent and I was all in. Honestly, watching a lot of YouTube videos, some of your early videos, Cody, some from other people as well. Got me really excited about the business. So I jumped in it full feet, head first, all
Yeah.
in. What do I need to do? Got going, got in the field, started making sales, and kind of went from that. COVID hit, like a lot of people, transitioned over to telesales. And I really fell in love with that process, to be honest with you. Just how much I could get done in a day compared to driving all over Timbuktu. So really fell in love with telesales. But one key piece that was missing for me was the systems to be able to manage telesales. And because of that, that's how Lead2Client CRM was born. So just created a platform for myself and my team. We started having a little bit of success and it grew from there.
Wow, I love it. So it was basically, you know what? There's a lot of big. You think about the big companies in the world. Like a lot of them were started to work because they just saw a really like a problem or a demand, right? And
Absolutely.
then they filled it a lot of times for themselves initially, and
Mm-hmm.
then others are like, "Wait, what the heck's going on over there, man? What are you doing? How's that work? What's that look like?" So you obviously have a background in insurance, which helps as well. When you talk through how you were using this and then it kind of merged in, dude, why don't I just open it up so other people can use it too? um, what was it about this that really got your attention? Like, was there a moment when you look back where you're like, man, dude, I knew this at this moment, this was really, really cool.
So for me, honestly, the big aha I had was unlocking the power of automation. And some people love it and some people hate it, and I think there's a debate on both sides of that. But
Why would they hate it?
I think some people hate it because of control. To be honest with you, is what it is. They don't like to lose control. They want to have like that. I control every single step of everything that
Yeah.
goes out to every single lead. But the way I looked at it was this: in order to be successful as a telesales agent, it's all about volume.
Yeah.
Right. You have to have volume. You can't be a successful telesales agent working, 10, 15, 20 leads a week. Right. You need to do that a day, every day,
Yeah.
week out. And, when you're generating leads or you're buying leads, however you're getting your leads and they're flowing in, we know we want to get in front of them. We want to touch them as quickly as possible. We want to have appointments set. And whether you hire people to manually send out these messages and work these leads for you, or you use automation, right, in order to cultivate these leads and build them up, that to me was the biggest aha, because I got to a point where I was working 125, 150 leads a week.
Yep.
And what I was finding myself was using automation found me those 30, those 40 that were the really high intent leads that I wanted to focus on. Now, I didn't neglect the other ones. I had long-term nurture, but at the same time, you want to be in a position where you're identifying, hey, these are the 15 people that really are asking for help right now. And that was
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. I heard a millionaire say that like this one time. He said, our job as salespeople is to really distinguish the serious from the curious, right? And that's what your program is doing for agents.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And it starts with just in the beginning, what would you say to any, we probably all have the exact same first message we would send to any client. It's not like you look at a lead and say, oh, this person lives in Texas. Let me put a howdy at the end. And this person lives in Virginia. And let me, put something else in there.
Whatever you do for Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we could do that, to be honest with you. We could look at a lead and say they're in Texas and let's put a howdy at the end. But what we find is that there's a flow. And you do have to tweak it and you have to play with it. And that's what we did. But, we got to a point where we're taking these leads and we're going through and we're saying, hey, these are the people that are literally telling you, call me tomorrow afternoon. Call me right now. I want to hear from you, and they know this. And you're getting the message saying this person wants to hear from you tomorrow afternoon. Whereas these 30 people didn't respond to you at all. I'm still going to dial them. I'm still going to work them.
Sure.
But I'm going to work these other guys first. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's interesting too, is we're living in a world where we know we have to dial to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that don't like to dial. So if you can limit the amount they have to dial to have similar or better success, then dude, who wouldn't like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I like that. That's cool.
Or at least having effective dials, right? I think some people have just an aversion to dialing, I think in general, but a lot of people, honestly, they just don't like the grind of, hey, I'm making, 100 dials to talk to 3 people.
Correct.
I'd rather dial 20 times and talk to 12 people.
Yeah. Sign me up for that. That's exactly right. Yeah. It's so much better. So how does this work? So why would someone consider and take Lead2Client CRM more seriously?
Well, first off, everybody you interface in our company is an insurance agent. Everything we push out is tested. It's vetted. We make sure it's going to be effective. It's very important to us that we're not just throwing stuff out there and that you're our guinea pig, right? So we have tried it ourselves. We work it ourselves. Everybody in our group that you would work with. So let's say you come on with us and you're like, I want a workflow that's going to do this, or I want to create automations that take a lead from, point A to point B. You're going to talk with somebody who not only knows the system like the back of their hand, but also knows the insurance industry really, really well. And so they're all high performing producers. In fact, anybody I hire for the company, one of the first questions I ask them is, tell me about your experience in the insurance industry. And if they can't answer that, they're just not a good fit for us because that's the clients we serve. We serve insurance agents. And so it's important to us that everybody you talk to, they're not professional marketers. They're not just a tech person. They're an insurance agent through and through at their heart.
Yeah, which is cool. I think a few of the things you mentioned previously is that some unique pieces, right? Is there's chat support. You've got a Slack channel. There's a 14-day free trial for agents to check this out. What else? What all does this do? So obviously, it can help with automations and touching your leads in different ways. For those that don't even know what that means or why they should use it, or we talk about automation. Some are like, well, I think I know what you mean. Is that like a robot, or like how's that work? And then what else could it do?
Sure. Really, I tell people when they start off answering the last question you asked, what can it do? I say the only limit really is your imagination. And we've done everything we can to make sure it will do anything you want it to do. And so it can respond to messages certain ways. It can, listen for key phrases. It can, reference zip codes, states, cities, whatever. So that's the last part of the question. But what can it do? Honestly, it's a complete and total all-in-one system. So a lot of third-party softwares that you may be paying for, you may be looking at, you honestly can discontinue those memberships and save hundreds and hundreds a month. I mean, we've saved $500, $600, $700 a month for some people. You can have funnel builders, website builders, email marketing, text campaigns, in addition to having the CRM where you can organize all your data. Our system comes pre-built with like a client nurturing system. So when you sell a policy, the only thing you have to do is tell the system, hey, I sold a policy. And what it's going to do is reach out right away, 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after that, 30, 60, 90. I mean, that keeps policies on the books, right? That's a big thing that plagues insurance agents too, is having chargebacks. So that keeps them on the books. We're going to get them at their birthday, at all the different holidays. giving you opportunities to cross sell. So it'll do pretty much whatever you want, but outside of the box, honestly, you come in during the first 14 days, you load some leads in, meet with our staff, make any tweaks you want, which we don't charge anything extra for. Then it would honestly, it's ready to go. It's turnkey. It's ready. All you need is leads.
Yeah. So then leads go in, and I mean, leads get worked.
Yeah.
Through automation without, you know what I mean? And it's interesting. You said earlier, some people like it, some people don't like it. I mean, you still have control over like what it says, what it does, and when it does it. So it's kind of like, unless I'm just a control freak and I want to manually do everything like it, like it's 1942, I don't know why I would hate it. You know what I mean?
Different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the big things, we've always done too. If we over deliver in anything, it's going to be service. I know you mentioned briefly the chat support. So we have that open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can get on. Usually the queue's like 1 minute long. You're chatting with one of our specialists. We have a Slack channel that you get added to. So there's, support from our staff directly there. Plus you get involved in a community. We have a closed Facebook group that's only for our members as well. And then we're constantly releasing videos and updates and working tirelessly to just improve the automations, make them more effective, and then improve the quality of life for an insurance agent in general. Like my goal for everybody who comes on is for them to be able to be confident that they're just going to sit down and click a button and they are off, right? They're calling clients and they have everything at their fingertips. They're ready to go. Only thing I do is close a policy and move it over.
Yeah. I love it, man. And how do they learn if they're like, okay, you got me intrigued, I want to learn more? How do they do that?
Sure. So our website is Lead2ClientCRM.com. It's lead, the number 2, ClientCRM.com. And on there, we do have a video you can watch, but also there's an opportunity for you to book a demo and have one of our specialists just walk you through the system, see how it works. You'll see them get put in as a lead. You'll see automations, flying. You'll get all your questions answered. And then if, you still have questions, happy to answer them, but there's a 14-day free trial. It's not going to cost you a penny. So you have access to all of the services, the builders, everything. We're not locking anything up and making you have to pay to get to it. We want you to experience the entire system for 14 days. If you don't love it, no risk, right? No harm, no foul, right?
Yeah. I love it. I mean, it's easy to do business with you. It's easy to check it out, and it's easy to learn more. Corey, what have we not mentioned? Maybe a current case study or success or testimonial from a client, or something you've heard, or something you just want to share with agents out there that maybe aren't doing more of this. What else would you like to add before we close it out?
Sure. We have lots and lots of case studies, but one that's probably near and dear to my heart is recently talked to an agent who is on her way out of the business completely, and just wasn't having much success. And she had actually been with us, Lead2Client, for a couple months, but she reached out to us and we really started helping her and fine-tuning her system and really getting making sure she was using it the way it was designed, and just completely turned her around. So she ended up getting 30 leads, loading them in, wrote like 7,000 AP on 30 leads, which is almost nothing. And all of a sudden there's a fire in her belly. She's out there and she's getting at it. Cool. I can tell you, countless, and it's interesting because as a case study, that's the one that strikes me. Somebody who is writing 7,000. We have lots and lots of agents that are consistently writing 10,000 AP weekly, 50,000 monthly, month in, month out, week in, week out, using the system. But I think for us, the reason that one really resonates with me is that it kind of exemplifies the level of service that we aim to provide. That if you're having any type of issues, whether it be a system or a sales process, we have sales coaches ready to go that are going to help you. You're not in anybody's upline. We consider ourselves to be your step up line for that. We just want to be of service. But that's why that one jumps out to me.
I love it, buddy. Well, thank you for creating this. Thank you for helping out the insurance industry and agents around the world that are looking to succeed. And thank you for coming on and sharing more about Lead2Client CRM today.
Thanks, Cody.
Dude, appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. Go to Lead2ClientCRM.com to check out more. And huge thanks to Corey Bell for jumping on. this interview. See you on the next one. So you were definitely selling, 10K a week, 40, 50K a month.
Yeah, it was up there. Yeah, it was certainly up there. And I think the interesting thing is being in sales for so long, at all levels, and sitting there for 3 or 4 days just listening, right? Afraid to get on that phone call.